Hello and welcome to our channel Maths Tactics. Today we will discuss about place value and decimal place value. As we only have 10 digits in maths number system, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. How do we count numbers bigger than 9? We use place values to count groups of hundred tenths and individuals, known as ones, tenths, and hundreds. Hundreds are used to count groups of 100, tenths to count group of 10, and ones to count individuals. How amazing is this that by using only 9 digits, we can count up to 1 trillion and further. But what if we don't have a whole apple? What if we have a part of it? What if instead of having one or two apples, we have 1.5 apple? We use decimal place values. Decimal places are used to count numbers between the whole numbers. You may have noticed that as we have bigger numbers, we add a new place value on the left. So for smaller numbers, we use place values at the right. But if the numbers keep on extending on both directions, how do we know which number represent which value? To solve this problem, we have a point of reference known as the decimal point. It works as a separator. Whole numbers are written on the left of the separator and the parts or decimals are written on the right. You don't see a decimal point always when we don't have any decimal place values, like in a whole number 25. We know that the decimal is always placed to the right of the ones place, but we don't need to write it if there is no decimal place value. But if we have a decimal number, we use the decimal. We know that 5 is in the ones place by just looking at it. If you have 126.53, so by just having a look at this number, we can say that 6 is in ones place as decimal is just next to it. 2 is in tens place and 1 is in hundreds place. If we pay attention to the number place pattern, we will understand that the pattern shows if we move on towards left, each new place value is 10 times bigger than the previous. Similarly, when we move towards the right, the place value becomes 10 times smaller. As ones place count amounts by ones, the number placed to the right of it counts amount 10 times smaller than ones, called tenth. It is the amount that we get if we take one whole apple and cut it into 10 equal pieces and take one of them. 1/10 is a fraction. Fraction is written using a special way. Numbers on the bottom shows the total number of parts the whole amount is divided into. The number on the top shows how many of the parts you have. So, the fraction 1/10 is written like 1 upon 10. Getting back to our example, now we have learned to count tenths as well. So we can now count wholes and tenths together. Let's start with 1 whole apple and 0 tenths. Now we have 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths and 5 tenths. Let's pause here. Do you notice if we put them together, it is exactly the half of an apple? As 5 is half of 10. So this fraction equals to 1 upon 2, which means having 1.5 apple is exactly having same as 1.5 apples. Similarly, when we have 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 parts, as the tens place value is maxed out and we do not have digits higher than 9, let's have a look. If we put all the 10 slices together, they are equal to one whole apple. which means we have two whole apples. So this is how place value system works. Hope you have understood the topic clearly. See you in the next video. Till then, good luck with your exercises.